Listen to this video. Make sure you listen to this video. Comment and share this video.
Exposing 6 lies from Tinubu's nationwide address on August 4, 2024 with receipts. He actually told a lot of lies, but I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm limiting to just 6 important lies. First of all, as you know, it was a recorded speech, it wasn't live. In fact, the script even leaked 5 hours or even more before he started his broadcast. Yes, leaders around the world deliver recorded broadcasts, but the recorded broadcast is not what we need at the moment. Yeah, we needed live interactive section so that he'll be asked questions so that he won't lie and get away with it. So he recorded it and played on NTA with a lot of lies, and he thinks he's gotten away with it. No, I'm about to expose those lies. Lie number one: I'm especially pained by the loss of lives in Borno, Jigawa, Kano, Kaduna, and other states. No, you're not pained anything because you were given more than 1 month. You were given notice. And if you didn't want the loss of life and everything, you could have done something, but you didn't. And you waited for people to die before you come to address. That's what we call shedding crocodile tears. Lie number two: on the fiscal side, aggregate government revenues have more than doubled, hitting over 9.1 trillion naira in the first half of 2024 compared to the first half of 2023 due to our efforts at blocking leakages. Again, you lied. You're not generating more revenue because you blocked leakages. No, you did not block any leakages. You are generating more revenues because you devalued your naira. Look at what you met the exchange rate, and look at what the exchange rate is now. So just to do simple mathematics, Tinubu, convert that your 9.1 trillion naira you're generating now, convert it to dollar, then convert the previous revenue generation by the previous government at the same time, convert it to dollar. You will see that you are generating less. In fact, it's just like those of you who are doing business. You will notice that these days, something used to sell for like 1,000 naira before. You sell it probably 2,000 naira now. But you notice that you were making more profit when you were selling it 1,000 naira than now that you're selling it 2,000 naira. Line number three: this has given us more financial freedom and room to spend more on you, our citizens, to fund essential services like education and healthcare. Again, another lie. You're not spending on us. To start with, look at what you budgeted for VP residence. VP residence, residence of one man. And look at what you budgeted for education, student loan, and also look at what you budgeted for your yacht. In fact, it was because we started shouting that you later came out and said, okay, you've increased student loan to 60 billion. And that's just on paper. I don't trust government circulars. Line number four: it has also led to our state and local governments receiving the highest allocations ever in our country's history from federal accounts. Again, another lie. You devalue the naira. Let's look at this report. Essentially, the state government allocation under Tinubu's first year rose by 53% to 4.54 trillion naira compared to the 2.95 trillion naira disbursed in the preceding period under Buhari. For the local governments, the revenue disbursed under Tinubu rose by 76% or 1.38 trillion naira to 3.84 trillion naira from the 2.18 trillion naira shared under Buhari. And again, another simple mathematics: convert this to allocation, convert it to dollar, and then convert the ones that were getting under Buhari to dollar. You see that they are still getting less. Just like what you're saying about the new minimum wage. You see, any money you're earning now, you need to multiply it by at least 3. That is the way to get the value you were earning before you talk about increment. So if it's rising by 76%, not even up to 100%, it is not an increment. Line number five: investors are coming back. We have already seen 2 foreign direct investments signed over $500 million since then. Again, another lie. Investors are not coming back. In fact, they are actually leaving. Take a look at those who have left since Tinubu came to power. And then the only investment that I've talked about is the ones that were denied. For instance, they said Maersk, a shipping company, agreed to invest $600 million in Nigerian economy, but they came out to deny it. Also, this one is from his aide posting that a Brazilian entity has pledged $240 million to establish a generic manufacturing plant in Nigeria. A Brazilian entity, an entity that does not have a name. Imagine you attracting a foreign investor and the investor doesn't have a name. Another lie. Lie number six: in the past 14 months, our government has made significant strides in rebuilding the foundation of our economy to carry us into a future of plenty abundance. Again, another lie. This was Tinubu's vice president 12 months ago, saying that in the next 9 to 12 months, there will be a swift change in our fortunes in Nigeria. I'm talking with all sense of clarity and responsibility. 12 months after, things have gotten worse. So if you like, give Tinubu 100 years, he's not going to change anything. He is not going to change anything. Nigerians, wising up.
And there's some money they borrow for COVID-19 that have been shared out to state government, down to the local government. I want to tell all my brothers, the educated ones, the one that cannot be bought over, the one that's not under wiki and that big elephant fool, what's his name again? I don't even know, Sari Dokubo. That we cannot stop now. We must go and engage those who we elected or who we selected to account for whatever they have received. Okay, because some of them got as little as 500 million. They should come and tell us where this constituency project were done. We cannot be holding federal government responsible all the time. Tinubu is not the only problem in this country. Don't you people have a governor? I think you have a governor. Don't you have a member of House of Senate? I think you do. Don't you people have a member of Rep? I think you do. Don't you even have a member of Assembly? I think you do. Don't even have, as local as it is, what do you call it, councillors? You do. These things are enshrined in our constitution. When they are not doing well, when they are not performing well, we have the right to police them because we voted for them. Or perhaps we're part of the selection for them. All right? And to the police, I was in Canada yesterday in a place we call the City Hall in Toronto, 233 Queen Street East. We were protesting, and that's not our country. That is a sovereign country of its own, Canada, and they give us a support to say no to bad governance. Why would any responsible government threaten us at all? You see, they're using that stupid, fancy, fucking English, saying that our people are not responsible. We don't want the miscreant. Who is the miscreant? You should be ashamed of yourself for having a miscreant in your society. Fellas say, now what for Nigeria? They don't want to go to say, my people are useless, my people are stupid, my people are not responsible. I wonder who government can be saying that by citizen. You guys should stop bullying. For those of you who they are using, who are still senseless, who doesn't have brain, who they are hiring as a talk to come and counter protest, I say, the day you are born should be cursed. You are a disgrace to yourself, to your family, and to Nigeria, and to the whole world entirely. Nobody counter a genuine protest. I am a very comfortable man. I can travel to anywhere I want to travel. I'm a Canadian citizen. Don't you get it? Don't you get it? This is not about me. And I challenge you all today. I challenge you, any of you motherfucking politicians. If I, ultimately, have been given any money, I can be bought over. There's no price tag on me, and that's why I'm the ultimate. So you all should better be careful and don't stop this protest because you are stopping it today. Continue this protest to your local government, but let it be peaceful, not violent. You have a right to ask who you elected question. You have a right to record them back. Not motherfucker like Asari Dokubo giving you some fucking threat that you can't do this, you can't do. Shame on you. All those fucking, royal fathers who is not for us. But those who are for us, bless you and God bless you. One love.
This message is for the illegitimate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You protested all the way to rigging yourself into the office of the president that you know very well that you do not win. Yet, you have thrown Nigerians into hunger. Imagine Nigerians have been so debased that they are coming out to protest against hunger. Literally, Nigerians that ordinarily never ever bother to come out when there is protest, that they are doing their own business, had to come out to cry, and you could see it in their body. You really could see the hunger in a lot of people. People coming to protest with empty pans, that because there's no food to cook. People looking emaciated. You came all the way to rig office and be worse than Buhari. There is nothing, as far as I'm concerned, more shameful than that. That any human being can come and be worse than Buhari. To the extent there are some people who are now saying, oh, Buhari's time was better. Can you imagine that? And above that, for someone who was always on the streets, who used that his protest as the placard or the whatever banner that he has to come and kill protesters. Tinubu killed protesters on the 1st of August 2024 just because they came out and demanded that they wanted good governance. They wanted good governance from an illegitimate president anyway, who was never voted for, who was never given the mandate of the people. You went in there, you rigged your way, you snatched it, you grabbed it, you ran away with it, and yet nothing. To come and give this suffering to the people, to debase everything that is in the land, to reduce everything. You did say that you were going to reduce the purchasing power of the people, and yes, you have reduced the purchasing power of the people, but let me tell you something: you can never, will never reduce the Nigerian spirit in Nigerians. We are Nigerians, and whether you like it or not, whether your cohorts like it or not, we are citizens, we are not slaves, and this country belongs to every one of us. Over 200 million of us. This country belongs to every one of us. Let me tell you something, though. Nigeria no be Lagos. Nigeria is not Lagos. All of that shenanigan that you did in Lagos State, that you have carried them and put them as your slaves, that they come to you to come and collect peanuts. Let us tell you, there are people in Nigeria that have dignity, that are not going to come. You see that money that you think your money will solve everything, you've used it to close the mouth of people, you've used it to buy people, you've used it all your life. You think it's by bullion van. We will tell you that there are people that you can never, not in this your life, not in the life coming after, no whatever you do, you can never, we never have anything, you will never have what it takes to buy them. We'll never. And so the things you're doing now, debasing our country, reducing citizens to coming out to make demands because of hunger. 4.4 million children are starving to the extent they are now putting up funds to raise money for them. You understand? And you sit down there and you're not even ashamed of the fact that you have failed so much that Buhari's failure is now no longer looked upon as failure, and your wife comes in with some vegetable that she has grown to mock citizens. Your own is to come in and eat. But like I said before, Naija no be Lagos. For those who called you master strategists, where is the strategy? You hid behind the reforms that Obasanjo was making from 1999 to 2007, and Lagos was beneficiary of those reforms. And some people come to say that you are master strategists with no strategy. What then is the essence of rigging election? What is the essence of snatching election? What is the essence of grabbing election? What is the essence of running with election if you cannot come and give good governance? I know there's no precedent in Nigeria, and a lot of people know there's no precedent in Nigeria. And we saw the woman who also on the streets, who came out and also said that there's no precedent in Nigeria. It's not about one person, but people on the streets do know that there is no precedent in Nigeria. We are in a free form rolling, and only God knows where that is going to take us to. Let me tell you something. Once again, Naija no be Lagos. You hear?
To be young is to be in a stage of becoming, of working towards your goals and aspirations to transition from being dependent to independent. However, the youth of this country are perpetual children, and some will never know independence until their old age. At the realization of how doomed we are under your leadership, Mr. President, thousands continue to give in to Nyaube, and young women and girls amount to bottle girls for you and your friends at the peak of their vibrancy and zeal for life and prosperity. We live with our parents, and finding a 40-year-old man asking his mother for bread is more common than otherwise. This phenomenon is known as the Ramaphosa economy. Joblessness, poverty, and constantly questioning if we are truly the young adults of today. In 2018, Mr. President, you launched the Job Summit and promised the youth of this country 275,000 jobs per year. You failed. In 2019, you promised 2 million jobs and an end to hunger, halving of crime, and empowering the school curriculum where a 10-year-old will be able to read for comprehension. You failed. In 2020, you unveiled a 100 billion rand fund to create jobs in the public sector for the youth. You failed. You launched the NSP against GBV and femicide, and 4 years later, on the eve of elections 2024, the murderer of Kibisalete Elsing Donje was granted bail of 2,000 rand. You failed. In 2021, we spoke about building new cities, and the National Youth Development Agency would fund 1,000 young entrepreneurs in 100 days. You failed. In 2022, plagued by your own failures over the years, you promised the National Youth Service would create a modest 50,000 jobs in its first phase. You failed. In 2023, you came here and praised yourself for the Youth Employment Service that placed 100,000 youth in peace jobs that lasted nothing more than 12 months. Once again, you failed. Yesterday, you came to this house and promised 2 million jobs to the youth of South Africa. It is thus fair and deliberate to then say that this time next year, the result will once again be not achieved and failed. When you became president in 2018, youth unemployment was sitting at 43%. And nearly 7 years into your presidency, youth unemployment currently sits at 45% for individuals aged 15 to 34, and a whopping 59% for young people aged 15 to 24. Your presidency is characterized by many promises and many failures. It is now apparent that as the youth of today, we must ready ourselves psychologically like the youth of 1976 for the biggest fight against the establishment. The establishment has charged you, Mr. President, at the forefront as the weapon that is formed against us. The youth of today, like Nelson Mandela, who is now hailed as an icon of peace, must be ready to be called terrorists. We must be ready to be called criminals. We must be ready to be jailed for crimes we did not commit. We must be ready to be character assassinated like Idam Mntwana, Robert Sobukwe, Unkhopotsi Tiro, Steve Biko, Winnie Mandela, and Julius Malema.